Okay, so Pete just asked for some innovative stuff, and most of what I'd say I innovate in is seed processing stuff and harvesting it, because there's not a lot of information out there how to do some of this stuff. So sometimes you just got to get inventive, a lot of trial and error, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But when the Monarchs took the big nosedive, milkweed went nuts. And it was selling at Millborn for $150 a pound, and it went close to 500. So we went crazy with harvesting milkweed, and we were harvesting it by the truckload. I'd say probably 6 or 7 pickup loads, but here's just a little video of how we figured out how to process that much milkweed. That's a Winona attrition mill. You run in the dried pods through it, and it chops it up. A Winona attrition mill, and it's got like a 1/4-inch sieve or a quarter-size sieve in the bottom. And this is an old corn screener with a 5/16 screen in it. So basically what happens is all that chopped up milkweed pod goes out the end with the fluff, and the seed drops on the floor. So, I mean, there is no other known way of processing that much milkweed. You can replay it if you want. I don't care.
You see it's
right there. Yeah,
so
so
processed or unprocessed?
unprocessed. So when we ended up, we had milkweed by the 55-gallon barrels. So I think we ended up upwards of 450 pounds of processed milkweed that year at $500 a pound. I should be rich. So this just is demonstration. I mean, we're literally hauling the fluff out with a backhoe bucket. That is the scale of which we were given, or we were working on. So this is what you call a blueberry picker. We did a prescribed fire on a WPA several years ago, and we ended up with a patch of rows the size of this room. I mean, it was like solid rows. I had the Minnesota Conservation Corps there. I had every tech I had, every manager I could crawl out of an office, and we're out there picking it with a bucket and our gloves. And Brian Schultz comes walking up, retired station manager, and he looks at us and he said, "You ought to try a blueberry picker." He was from Michigan. I've never heard of a blueberry picker in my life. So we bought them off Amazon. They're literally less than $10 a piece. And in one day, we doubled what we'd already harvested last week. Garrett was so pissed. He's like, "We've been bending over picking this berry by berry, and we could have been just scooping it up like this." So this is, Joe kind of touched on this a little bit, but this is an ATV seed stripper. Fish and Wildlifers has several of them. Joe's got some, Owen's got some, but they come with a brush. And brushes are really good at collecting grass, but they will not get forbs. And I don't remember where it came from, but 10, 15 years ago, there was a picture circulating. Pheasants Forever in Minnesota had a drum with forb fingers on it. And we all tried tracking it down, and we finally figured out the guy that had manufactured it was now in prison. So we were at a dead end. So luckily for me, I had a very, very inventive and talented maintenance man, and he ended up building us several of these drums where you put those rice fingers that you saw on that combine that Joe was showing you. And he actually thought we were going to break them, so he built like 3 or 4 of them right out of the get-go. The original one is still running. And when you go into some of these high diversity stands, you fill that hopper quick. So we're able to do a lot of high diversity forb harvesting with these things. It's quite impressive. So these two kind of go together. So we do all of our seeding with these Viacons. And what typically happens with some of these seed mixes, they have so much inert material, stems, leaves, whatever, that agitator, it will dome up on it. And you heard Brett say that they put bungee cords in theirs. Well, Wayne built this agitator. It was just round bar that came up into it a little bit further, and we've never had a single one plug since then. So I think that's about all I got for you, Josh. Okay, so I mean, these are just little things that, I mean, I pick up, as soon as I hear Brett say that, I say, well, we solve the same problem a different way. Sharing that information may help some of you get over that hump faster. So that's all I really had to add.